Hello everyone, finally getting on with this second part of this paint stripping video thing. So a few months ago, probably even a year ago now, I did a video on paint stripping metal bodies like Take Along and Wooden Railway. Well, Wooden Railway is wood, but it worked. The paint stripper that I used works on wood. Today's gonna be a very important one, I think, to a lot of people. Today we'll be doing plastic bodies. So your average Tomy, Trackmaster, Play-Rail stuff, either slopped on with some acrylic or enamel. And that same goes for plastic model railway bodies for locos and wagons, coaches, the like, basically. Now, people have recommended using stuff like, I think, brake cleaner. That's sort of the old-fashioned way of doing it, but I think it's not quite as safe on plastic, that if you leave it in for too long, the plastic will warp, or it's not strong enough. I can't remember which one it was, but I've learnt from a chap on YouTube, WallsRail, when he's done his repainting doodahs. He's used Dettol disinfectant. Now, you can get that at either Poundland, if your Poundland isn't closed down locally, like mine has. Oh dear. Or anywhere else that sells it. Try not to spend too much on a little diddy bottle like that, or something like that. I'm exaggerating, but like I've seen Morrison sell bottles for this big for about £5. Don't buy that. You're not even going to have enough to even drench this body in. Maybe one N-gauge body and that's it. You need like a big jug like this, or even... I haven't tried out the cheap stuff yet, but I might try it out in a later video. I only talk about the cheap stuff because it looks a bit runny. This Dettol stuff, it's... well, I mean, it doesn't really look too different, but I think it's a bit more thick. So I've already got some used. Let's get cracking. So this particular body I've not used for anything at all. I've just slathered some extra paint that I've mixed up, as an example, in layers and layers and layers. So this is going to be a lot of paint for the Dettol to break through. These two Tomy Express coach bodies, they look to be painted in acrylic. I didn't do the paint job, I've just been given these. And all I need to do is paint strip them, because I think I need to cut these up for a project. They look to be the green ones, so I'm going to chuck these in there and see how long this lasts. I'm thinking these acrylic painted bodies will strip faster than this lumpy enamel stuff that I've been using. Well, it's not lumpy enamel, but like layers of enamel paint on this plastic body here. This will strip faster, but we will see. So what we're going to do is we're going to put them in a plastic tub, like an ice cream tub that I've got here. This box is on a bit of an angle, so I'm going to... well, actually, no, why don't I just sit on the table here, like a normal person? There we are. So then we put them in here. And then we're going to get our... usually I just do 1 or 2 bodies, not like 5 or 3 or whatever, because then it's going to get too much. I think we're going to use brand new stuff. No, that's not... well, maybe. Let's try use up this old manky stuff, because I already know brand new stuff will cut through it. This video isn't really educational. I keep going back and forwards. If I don't have enough, I will refill it with a bit more. But really what you need to do with this stuff is you need to submerge it. So, that's the end of that bottle. I think I'm going to use some of this cheap stuff as well, because I've not tried it yet, and I want to see how well this cuts through. Really, I should have just done one or the other, but you need like this disinfectant stuff, basically. Either Dettol, or if this off-brand stuff works, then that as well. So we're going to keep pouring it in. Now these bodies are going to start floating, so I've got to tip them upside down or something just to I should be wearing rubber gloves, really, because it makes your hands stink, but there we are. We'll tip them upside down, so then the roofs are underneath the disinfectant. Now, keep checking back on this. From what I learned is overnight it should do its magic a bit. Sometimes it's very, very thick paint that has just been layered on thousands and thousands of times. It'll take a few days. But be mindful of the plastic, because I think old Hornby stuff, that's like thick plastic, that should just be fine in here for days. Just keep an eye on this. If it's brand new, like off the shelf, ready to run stuff, brand new Bachmann, Helgen, newer plastic basically, be a bit more mindful, because I think that, what I've been told, it warps a bit if it's left in here for too long, so keep looking back on it. I do hope this video gets out to the right audience, because I feel like this is going to be very useful to a lot of yous, instead of sanding your bodies, getting arthritis in your arms or whatever the hell, and pins and needles, and, you know, painting and painting over the same layers until it becomes like a big fur coat of paint, you know? Like, have you seen that picture of Dolgok from Talcon Railway, where they sanded back all the paint and you just found all those layers of like 50 years worth of paint behind there? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to check back on that tomorrow, see what's changed, and then we'll do the Black 5 body next, when this is all cleared off. Okay, it's been about like 3 or 4 days now since I put it into the Dettol thingy. I'm currently working on some other customs. I don't know why I've just brought that up. Let's see how one of these things have done. So here's that crappy body. Looks like all the paint has curled up and everything. So we'll see how well this scrapes off. So, oh look, there we are. All the nice layers just coming off. That's good. Never usually come off this well, but I think it's just because I've blotched on some several thousand layers of paint on this particular thing. I'm not even aiming the camera at the right thing. There we are. Doesn't that look delicious? Disgusting, isn't it? Just got to keep going at like that with like toothbrushes and wire brushes and well, maybe wire brushes if it gets very tough. But I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so that's as much paint as I could just scrape off. I'm not really bothered to do the whole thing because I'm not going to use this body. But usually when I take the paint off of this, once it's all bubbled up, I use some methylated spirits, because that's what I've been shown to use. It's just meant to neutralise the plastic after it comes out, because when it comes out of the disinfectant, the plastic's a bit sticky because it's nearly at its melting point. Well, you know, it's nearly about to melt. What the hell am I talking about? I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say, but yeah. So that's that scrap body done. We'll put that in the scrap thingy. Let's see how these coach bodies are doing, because I've had a look and it's only seemed like some of it is scraped off, but I'll take this one out. Let's see. Actually no, put it on the cloth, give it a little one-handed scrape. Yeah, there you go, you can see the paint just peeling off. I'll try and stabilise the camera somewhere actually. Sorry this ain't as glamorous as an angle. I'll try not to get too many fingers in the way. But it seems like the orange sides haven't shifted, but this roof is nearly there. But I could just sort of peel it. But I can see how thick the paint is actually. camera likes to focus. There we are. You could sort of see how thick the paint is on the roof. I think I'm going to dunk this back into the Dettol and see what happens. Yeah, it's all snotty and spongy. This is lovely, isn't it? Imagine trying to watch this video while eating. Okay, back in the Dettol you go. Coach body. Kaplunk. What else have we got on here? It's like a surprise channel. Ah, take and play Class 40 chassis. I'm going to make a custom of one of the Andy clones from Mad Bomber, just because. I honestly think it's been a week now. I've lost track, as you might have noticed. This cheap stuff ain't really shifting. Well, it's done most of the work, but it's still not got this side of the coach. Unless it's like super strong acrylic paint, which is unlikely, then we got to move on, because I've got Henry here and I really want to get him painted soon. And I don't want to keep waiting days and days and days for these silly Tomy Express coaches just to strip. So let's put on some rubber gloves, because I don't know if I mentioned, handling this stuff with bare hands isn't very good. It makes your hands all very dry and wrinkly, and you might start stripping skin, to be honest. Stripping skin. That sounds very suggestive. Right. Gloves. Okay, gloved up, but not double gloved. Sorry, Wade of Dank Pods. Right. I really wish I had free hands. Two to actually hold this stuff, and then one to hold the camera. Let's see how we can do. We probably need a bit of an aggressive brush, but like a toothbrush is good. But also, if you go to like any discount shop or something, they have like these wire brushes. So it comes with like a brass bristle, ow, bastard, a steel bristle, and there should be a plastic one too, which I can't find in here unless I've already used it and knackered it out. But that plastic one's a bit more aggressive than these toothbrushes. Unless you've got a very aggressive toothbrush, then you must have like teeth of a mammoth. So this ain't working. I'll cut back to when I've actually got all the paint off. In a bit of methylated spirits. You could probably just put this on methylated spirits bath or something. But yeah, this is meant to just scrape off the paint. See, I do this with two hands, but the obvious. I'm holding a camera. Phone, even. I'm not going to go too deep on these because I don't need to use these coaches yet. But we're going to give, when these are done, we're going to give these bodies a quick rinse with some washing up liquid and warm water to get all the paint and the methylated spirit shit off. Because that's what I usually do, just to make it all nice and factory plastic clean, whatever sentence that makes. Okay, see you in a minute. Ugh, that was a lot of hard work. I haven't even got all of it off yet. I should also mention, I should have mentioned way before I started any scraping, unless you're going to be repainting your model like I am, well, first of all, the paint Dettol stuff, it will take off most of the original paint underneath the model as well, if you wanted to keep that on. So this might not, well, it depends how long you leave it in there, I guess. You just got to sort of check on it constantly. But wire brushes, unless you are repainting them, so like I am, I'm going to primer them and repaint them or whatever, these will scratch plastic. Like tiny little micro scratches, as you could sort of see there. It's making it all rough. Which I don't mind because I am repainting these. But if you're not, then yeah. I don't know why it's such a bloody tough job for this stuff to actually be stripping this. But then again, this might be just the cheaper stuff. Because I've done Dettol before and I've paint stripped the whole Tomy Boko body. Do you want to see what it looks like? Ka-ching! Kept the stickers. All the paint came off. And if I'm feeling naughty enough, I'll put this on eBay as a rare prototype. No, I wouldn't. But yeah, that's what you could do with Dettol, really. I don't know about people who don't actually live in the UK, who don't have a Dettol equivalent. You're a bit stuck here with what to do. But I guess I recommend... oh, what was it? I don't want to say something and then be wrong, so... If there's another alternative, I'll put it on the screen. If there isn't, I won't put it on the screen. But yeah. We're going to wash the bodies now. I haven't got all the paint off, like I said. But I'm not too bothered about it because I don't need to work on these coaches just yet. So I can always do that at a later date. So, washing up liquid. The same toothbrush that will clean off in a minute. Some warm water from the tap in a sink that isn't your washing up sink, so you don't get your mum or your dad saying, "Don't fucking mess up me sink, you cunt." And I'm like, "Okay, sorry dad, mother, guardian." I wish I had a tripod head or whatever the hell it is, head cam, so I can actually, you know, have my head hold the camera. Shut up, Brian, get on with it. Basically, you just got to keep doing this until it feels clean. I'm just doing it quickly for an example of the video. Don't forget to do the interior as well, because it's all sticky as well with all the other bits of paint and crap. There we are, there's a quick rinse. I'll probably do this a few more times off camera, and then we'll cut to Henry. Alright, there's the coaches back together for storage. I'll chuck them in that box there carefully, without catapulting couplings across the side of the garage. Yeah, if I want to take off the rest of the paint, I could always get a little pick or scraper thing. This thing. Just go around the edges with the paint still stuck and just scrape it up, you know? Like that. But I don't need to do any more work on these right now, so that's how I treat my Tomy stuff these days. I'm currently plugged into the wall and I haven't got an extension lead, so I'm going to have to be a bit limited on where to roam with this camera. I'm going to siphon all that old Dettol into a bottle, and then we'll get some new stuff and put Henry in there. The body shells, not the bloody whole logo. I didn't mean to say siphon, I meant to say funnel. So we've got a funnel onto the bottle, and we're just going to be careful not to spill everything everywhere, and dunk it into the funnel, and hope the bottle doesn't tip over and spill all over me, and I'll scream, "Ah, fucking Jeffin Thompson," or something like that. Doesn't it look beautiful? I want to have a drink. Forbidden milkshake. Oh, here comes all the lumps. My phone decided to crash at last minute while I was pouring the Dettol in. No, the stuff into the bottle. But now I've put some actual Dettol in, as you can tell. I'm not lying. Look, there's still some in the bottom there. I've not filled it all the way, but to be honest, comparing this to the other stuff, there isn't really much of a difference. I think the cheaper stuff is a bit more watery, or a inferior recipe or mix, or I don't know. It's just cheaper. So, to be unfair, like I said earlier, with thick paint over there, we're going to do nice, thin, factory finish paint and put it in some top quality Dettol. So, we'll put in Henry's tender. See, I wasn't thinking of actually... this morning I had a last minute thought about, should I even bother stripping the paint? But I thought, I'm not going to break another promise that I always keep doing all the time whenever I make a video. Because I'm sure I've done that plenty of times, saying I'm going to make a Thomas series, and I haven't done that yet. I'm going to yap on for a little bit. What was I saying? Don't even know what I was fucking talking about. Yeah, I already promised I was going to show you how to do factory finish paint in this Dettol stuff. So we're going to do it. So I'm going to leave that there. It might not shift at all, or it might shift a little bit. We'll check tomorrow. Okay, it's been about a day. I see all the decals have fallen off the tender body. Let's see how this all scrubs off. I mean, it's black paint and black plastic, so it won't be too different. And there we are. I'm just working on well, fitting some brake pipes to the tender chassis and the body, and some lamp irons before I start priming and painting. But yeah, the tender seems to come off all clean. That ashy grey look on there, that's sometimes the plastic just does that, so it's not too much of a worry. I think it's just well, I rinsed it under the water and it sort of did that effect, so I'm not sure what that is, but it's fine. The plastic's fine. It's all dry and it can be painted on now. For the body, not all the paint came off, but I don't think I probably submerged it into the Dettol. Like, the numbers are still there, but I'm going to get some T-cut or Brasso and wipe those off before I start painting, so there isn't a layer of the numbers. It does clean up brass really well. I'm not sure if you saw like the Edward episode, my probably last upload. I did a I was rambling on about repainting a Cali Pug, and I think I might have said the brass whistles and safety valves were really cleaned up after dunking it in the Dettol. So there's something. It can clean brass parts, I think, mostly. But yeah, I hope this video has been useful. I know it's a bit inconsistent with me saying this, that, and the other. But then again, that is most of my videos. I just sort of waffle on, and I don't do some things when I say I'm going to do it, and blah, 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 blah. But then again, this video was meant to come out ages and ages ago, like nearly a year ago now, so... And I've only just got round to actually, well, getting on with it. So, I'm going to carry on painting Henry and make him look good. He's not going to get a Pooter's Customs episode because, well, I don't think there's any point. He's not anything spectacular. Yeah. Hope you all found this useful, like I've just said. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks for watching, people, and see you later.